Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we're reviewing part 3 of the Highlanders. And we have been watching the loose cannon Telesnap reconstruction of it. And more, I really feel this is a fun little story. It's got a nice balance of, like a lot of modern movies try to have a nice balance of everything going on in them to to try to appeal to everybody. It's got a nice balance of things like you have the action sequences in it, you have the dialogue that kind of moves the story forward in it, but you also have a lot of little humorous moments in it. It's a very funny, humorous story. The doctor disguised as the old woman is funny. I like the whole scene in the bar when Polly and Kristen, whatever. When they run into, was it Finch or whatever, the one soldier that turns out to be the pretty good guy, because I've read the Target novel, I know what happens. And, he's like, why are y'all bothering me? You've already taken my money and left me in this pit. Why are y'all bothering me? He just kind of wants to be left alone. And the way Annika plays Polly right there, how what she does with her voice there, you really pick it up in the audio recording. It's like she's kind of teasing him, kind of taking a little glee into it, but she's also being a little flirtatious with him, like, oh, come on here, Archie, be nice. You wouldn't want any defenseless little women. And the way she does her voice there, it's such good acting on her part, and I absolutely loved it. You feel bad for this poor soldier, who, again, turns out to be a pretty good guy at the end. But you feel kind of bad for what these two girls are putting him through. And then Perkins comes in and almost forces them to play cards with him. And you get the idea that Perkins, for being a Weasley, coward little man, also might be a bit on the perversive side, as he's just, he's being not so nice to these young ladies who very much don't want to be there. But, he doesn't get a chance to kind of lord over people much. He's a very subservient character. Usually under Mr. Gray or Grayson or whatever his name is, Thumb, the lawyer. So it's interesting to see that. You learn a little more about Perkins' character, which isn't a good thing. I mean, it's good you learn about it, but he's not a good person. So I love when the doctor shows up and is chatting with him, and he talks in the old lady's voice, and then he starts talking like the German doctor again. I like the fact he hasn't dropped the German doctor accent when he's talking to Perkins. He's still using it. And he's holding that gun on him. I love that picture it keeps using, that Telesnap when he's holding the gun on Perkins. That's Telesnap's just funny. The look on what you can see of the doctor's face with the gun held up and Perkins like, I'm not going to lie, every time it flashed up on the screen, I was laughing. And how he once again convinces Perkins, your eyes, man, you have headaches. You don't want another headache, do you? So you're going to wait 10 minutes till after we leave. I love that. I love that whole scene. It's very humorous. I love the scene right afterwards when the lawyer's trying to get all the Highlanders to sign the contracts, and the former captain of the ship, I forgot he was down in there too, is trying to say, no, don't do this. He's tricking you. Where they're going to take you to the West Indies, you'll end up dying before your time is up, because the lawyer's basically trying to get them to freely sign themselves into servitude. And I love Ben's solution when he just walks over there and pretends like he's reading them and everything, and he just tears up all the contracts. It's such a Ben thing to do. I love Ben. He's such an underrated character in Doctor Who. It's interesting because I used to always think of Ben and Polly together. Like, I never thought of Ben or of Polly. I always thought of them as Ben and Polly because, they arrived together and they left together. And, they kind of have that. I'm sure a lot of people ship them together. But really, each character, Ben and Polly, are pretty awesome on their own, in their own right. Polly is a great character with the stuff she's doing in this story, especially helping Christy get a little backbone. And then Ben's pretty awesome on his own here, too. I like how he's not really taking it from anybody. I just love that he takes all those contracts and rips them up just to frustrate the lawyer. That's hilarious. And it's a good cliffhanger with them dumping him into the water all tied up where you think he has no chance to escape. It's a pretty nice little cliffhanger. The Telesnap conveys it well enough. It's fine. And then I enjoyed the scene when they get back to the barn and the doctor, convinces her to give him the ring. That's great dialogue with the doctor recognizing the ring and understanding the significance of it. And I love that bit when he talks about bait. What? Bait. Bait for a very greedy man. The way he says that line, the bait for a very greedy man. And I like how the Telesnap recon transitions right to a picture of the lawyer. I enjoy that. And just the way Troughton does that line of a very greedy man, even not having the visual for that, the audio, I love the way he says that line. I don't know why, but I just really, really liked it. And then I love the bit when the two girls are discussing the few weapons they got, like a broken sword, a couple knives, and like a pitchfork. The doctor shows up with a wheelbarrow, and he's got pistols and all sorts of stuff. That's funny. I'm not gonna lie. That's funny. I enjoyed that. That's pretty amusing. So I really enjoyed episode 3. The Telesnap recon seemed to have worked better in this one too. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the way it was editing and the way it was cutting back and forth with the pictures. I found this one easier to get through and more enjoyable than the first 2 parts. A lot of the telesnaps are pretty funny, and the way they were intercut was pretty funny. I think I still prefer the novel because, again, I could just kind of create my own movie in my head for it. But I definitely enjoyed it. It's nice being able to hear the audio side, what actually happened in the episode. I'm loving the performances from the actors in it. So yeah, episode 3 of the Highlanders. What do you think of the Telesnap recon? Comment down below and let me know. Other things to do, don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button. That helps me out, and I really appreciate it. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers in 2023, so I certainly appreciate that if you enjoy my channel. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, Perkins, and Unknown289. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. I have a P.O. box as well if there's anything you would like to send me to look at and review, and a link to my Amazon wish list is also down there if you'd like to check that out. Most importantly though, thank you for watching.